Oxford, hoping to get to the top. There was a big problem with Truro, which brought it to a sudden stop. They had to put on a diesel to help Truro on her way. They had to keep the trains a-running to make up an hour's delay. I was riding on a WSR. I'm riding on a WSR. It's a line that goes so far. I'm riding on a WSR. And every train you saw each day, all kinds of people are on their way. Boys and girls, young and old, lots of tickets have been sold. There was Auntie Mary and Uncle Ed, and Nanny Eve and Granddad Fred, Cousin Phil and Auntie Sue, Pippa and Oscar, the dogs came too. I'm riding on a WSR. I'm riding on a WSR. It's a line that goes so far. I'm riding on a WSR.
This is the familiar site of Watchet Marina. Really quiet here. There's some movement of the masts, so I guess there must be a bit of a lively sea outside the walls. But changes are already happening here. The art containers that have been here for several years have now been moved away because work is soon to start on the regeneration of this area. I hope those containers have gone to a good location where people can still access them, because they're worth looking at. Anyway, there will be new buildings all along here, and particularly up the other side of the railway tracks. These buildings will all be updated. I think it's quite likely too that the little pathway which we all take along the side of the railway track, that will probably be closed off very soon as contractors move in to start the building work. So I thought what I'd do today is just make a video record as to what it's like there, what it's been like for years and years and years, and it'll all soon be changing. Of course, it's changed radically when the level crossing was updated, but it's a little path here that goes straight on that's going to be changed soon. I bet this will be closed off very soon. The only negative point with that is that lovely views of trains going down through there, from along there. We'll of course have to cease while the building work is done. This walk will soon be a thing of the past, I guess. You've heard that they're going to.
Oh, Oliver!
You've heard they're going to start building here soon.
What, down there?
Yeah.
You're going to do what?
Start building, yeah. I thought I'd take a record as to what things are like now, because before long they'll all be changed.
And is this going to be all? Is this going to be knocked down?
Yeah.
All this?
Yeah, all these buildings here.
And all this pathway?
Yeah. There's going to be a modern one to replace it eventually, but I expect when they're building, they won't want people walking along here.
Be certainly interested for sure, before and after.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you see the free press, I'm sure there's.
That's right.
You've got the Onion Collective and all ready to go, and then the story, Tony James's story underneath it, is all about this.
The wall there, yes.
Oh, look. Okay, we're just doing this quickly so she doesn't jump up at you.
That's all right. No, we've had dogs for years, so I know all about it.
Yeah, but we'd rather not go home with mucky trousers.
Bye.
Here you go.
Yeah, this has always got a bit muddy after a lot of rain, as we've had recently. But this will be a new broad, open path with gaps in between various new buildings along here. I can remember seeing, I think well over a year or so ago, little bits of wood hammered into the ground here, showing the limits of certain of those new buildings, but well and truly lost in the undergrowth now. But soon this whole walk will be changed considerably. We've got gaps presently here, not many, but I think they are going to still include gaps in the future. Well, this should be a much more useful path, level, because this certainly isn't level. And it can be quite slippery as well, like here. Unfortunately, there aren't any trains due at the present time, but perhaps I'll come back later, a few days later, and film perhaps some of the last trains viewed from here, because although building won't seriously get underway until towards Christmas, the railway is going to stop running in a couple of weeks now, and they're only running sometimes during the week now. Anyway, big changes are afoot. That's where the containers were. This is a few days later, but although I'm in that pathway, I'm also coming right into the sun, but might look too bad as it goes away. Certainly with the sun in the right position, this is a very good place to film trains. And I hope it will be again once they've finished all their modifications here. It's just walking up towards the other end of the pathway. We get to those quite formidable concrete steps. I don't think changing or upgrading them is in the plan, but they are hard work. They're not regular sized steps. And if I go any further now, I won't see the train, but perhaps I'll just go along the end here. Have a look at the ships out there through these trees, which will eventually be thinned out, so you get some more definite viewpoints. And I think hard standings right out to the edge there. I'm going to come back and see the next train come down from Willerton. If you don't trim back these hedges presently, it can get very difficult to get through sometimes. And there are these formidable steps. Useful, but some of the steps are very, very high up. Quite different heights.
Oh, that's great.
And it's been going for 13 years. And we've raised about
and this is as far back along this path that you can get a decent shot of the trains. Just under this tree branch. Or I could use this branch here to shield us from the sun, perhaps. Yeah. This path is still quite popular with walkers, even though the old static caravan park just on the rise there has been closed. Still lots of people use it just to get along the coast. I think it's quite possible that when they do rebuild this walkway, it'll cut in a bit closer to the railway. There's only wasted space here otherwise. Many years ago, when they were reinforcing the coast against storms, a roadway was actually constructed here in this space between the track and this path, so that lorries could take large boulders up to the gap there and tip them down by the edge of the sea. Hardly believe it now when you see how much overgrown this area has become. Lovely, yes.
Yeah.
Especially when the sun is shining.
Oh yeah. Are you local?
I am now.
Oh yeah.
Just to-
Is that Cardiff over there?
That's Barry.
That's Barry, well, where the power station is.
Yeah, Barry, that's Aberthorpe.
Oh, Eversole, is it?
Used to be a cement works way back.
Well, is that Barry where all those houses are?
I think we're looking at the airport now, Barry Airport, which is they call that Cardiff Airport, but it's nearer Barry really.
Somebody said that night you could see the runway lit up.
I've seen lights going in with aircraft landing there.
Must be the Barry then, is it?
Yeah, I went over there one day just to get a lovely view of Watchet, and I couldn't see it at all.
You couldn't see it?
No, for all the mist.
You mean you drove all the way round?
Yeah, we were going there for some other purpose, but I thought, well, I'll get to the coast and have a good look back at Watchet.
You couldn't see it. But in Cardiff, further up, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it curves in around the edge of the coast there really. Penarth is just about as far as you can see.
So what's that power station again?
Aberthorpe it's called. It's
Just about make out the wind turbine.
on the hills, that's right, yeah.
Sometimes I come down to what I've been down Minehead today, and I've just dropped off and I go on the bus and I go back to Taunton.
Right.
And I've seen one time when it was nice and clear down there, you could see the wind going around this morning because I walked
Yeah.
from Dunstan into Minehead and I could see it, and you could see the wood.
Yes, you can.
Not often you can see that, can you? Because it's quite misty.
That's right.
Is that up on the hills there? Up on the...
Yeah, way up behind, behind Barry and all the other little places along there. It's that coal station, that power station is coal-fired,
What was it?
and I believe it's on the end of its life. They're going to close it because it's coal-fired.
Yeah, you can see those turbines quite clearly now, can't you?
Very clear today, yes, very clear. That's 12 miles away, by the way, in case you didn't know. 12 miles.
Yeah, because someone said to me, with the sunshine on it,
Yeah.
it makes it look closer than it is.
Yeah. It's a strange coast here because as you go down towards Minehead, that power station appears to be in the same place.
Yeah, it does.
Because that's curving out towards us and we're curving in away from it, so
Yeah.
you just go around like a side of a circle.
No. Well, it's a shame with the tide that they couldn't have a boat come over, couldn't it?
Yes.
That's the tidal, isn't it? The tidal.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, there were pretty concrete plans to have a hovercraft from Minehead over there,
yeah.
and they actually got a Minehead a hovercraft moored up down at Minehead, and then nothing followed on.
What? No one took it up.
No.
That's a bit silly.
They gave up after a while, the idea.
What? Some bloke took it on, did he?
Yeah, he even brought in a hovercraft and
Not a
everything.
big one. It's been a big one.
Yeah, so.
Carry, X amount of people.
Yeah, probably about 30 cars, I think the idea was.
Oh.
It might get resurrected again one day.
And then, well, a private person started it, did he?
Yeah, he was going to run.
Because I suppose when the tide out, you can run a hovercraft across the mud, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know why we don't do it now.
No, indeed.
I think it'd pay. Where would you go from Minehead to Barry, I suppose?
Because it's a long way around by road.
Yeah. But I can't understand why nobody had took it up. Because
No.
at the end of the day, it'd be a money maker, wouldn't it?
But it was quite serious, shipping in a hovercraft, and he parked it up for about 3 months over there, and then next thing you know, they're gone.
Did he put it?
Hmm?
Did he put it in the little harbour?
He put it by the lifeboat station.
Oh yeah.
You could see it parked up there for ages.
And I suppose you never got the go-ahead by the council.
I dare say he could have sold the hovercraft to somebody else at a more definite price, and so he did that, and that was the end of that. Because there have been some grand plans to put a barrage across here as well, but that keeps frightening off every government because of the cost of it.
You would have thought this day and age that you think people could come from Wales across for the day,
Yeah.
go back again. It's a long old trip.
Well, I think many years ago they used to do that when it was
Paddle steamer, wasn't it?
yeah, when it was teetotal in Wales on a Sunday. It was worthwhile to get on a steamer and come across to West Somerset. So that did happen many years ago.
But I don't understand why.
No.
There must be something to do with the council for landing and that sort of thing. But
I mean, you look at the sea now; it's beautifully calm and placid. Usually, it isn't.
I know. I didn't calm down when I got
Yeah.
I've seen it really rough, but
Yeah.
with a hovercraft, with the tide out, it
Oh
could
yeah.
come in.
Yeah, I think it should have been successful.
Yeah. There must have been someone stopping it. I reckon it was the council. You know. I suppose you may have to pay different rates for England and different rates for Wales. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
There's two different parts, isn't it? You know, if someone could look at that, they could do it, and I reckon it would get used. Right, I must go on and find the bus then.
Okay, nice to meet you. Bye. So that's where work will be commencing, that area there with all the green trees. Yeah, that roadway I was talking about used to cross over here. And I always used to tip rocks over there, the rocks you see over there. Of course, one of the best ways of seeing that little footpath is from the train, so I'm up at Watchet West now to catch the train down and film that path from the train. Perhaps the first thing we'll notice is the thinning out of those trees, because a lot of the trees will be left. They intend to have less than there are now in between the various new buildings. Hello. That'd be rather difficult to do. The other side, you'd have to jump quite a lot more time. Right, we're going to get on this train.
Oh, Fred.
Who's that?
Fred.
No dollar.
No, no. So are you going to give us a still flag?
I won't give you the flag.
You won't.
Unless you really want me to.
No. No problem.